against Swindon Town. Knock the ball around patiently, try and build it. Give it straight away. Go on, press. Yeah, well done, Corcoran. Won the ball back there, nice tackle. Send him, over the top. There we go. Just got beat to it by the defender. Press from the front early on, try and make them make a mistake. They're 17th in the league at the moment, so they ship a few goals. Good defending. Turton's not actually a strict right back, he's a right wing back, so isn't quite as high up in the... Ooh, got away with one there. Isn't quite high up on the stats as if I was to play him at a specific right back, but he does the job. Hangwain has come on really well at centre back, was rated 64 but has moved up to 70. Bad play by Ekane there. In for the usual Cartwright at the moment, just to give Cartwright a bit of a rest because he's been playing a lot of games. Track the runner, track the runner. Great save. I'm still playing on professional level at the moment, but with the Operation Sport sliders, so the game is a little bit more difficult as the mark settings and everything else is increased for the CPU, so it does make it a bit more difficult. Nice skills. Great play. That is a superb goal. Great build from back to front. Great wing play over there on the right from Williams, slotting it in for Caden Jackson to latch onto and just slot past the keeper. Good to see he's on shooting form. He had about 6 gilt-edged chances in the last match in the Papa John's Trophy and eventually scored a stunning goal, but could have had 5 or 6 goals that match and put a few of them wide, so good to see he's on scoring form this match. 1-0, hopefully Swindon will feel that they've got to come forward and press more now to get the equaliser and leave more gaps at the back. So, well, one thing that has been massively improved for FIFA 22 is the collision system. Last year it felt a bit weird when players came together and collided. Felt like there was too many sort of weird little moments where players' bodies would twist and contort where they would collide, but it's been much improved this year. Go on. Oh. Yeah, so collisions are much more realistic. You'll see the players bounce off of each other and lose their balance and fall over and all that kind of stuff now, rather than just end up in a contorted mess on the floor. I've moved the game back to normal speed. I did have it on slow, but I just feel on normal speed the reactions and the animations are a bit more smooth because it's playing at normal frame rate speed. Good play from Ekan. Oh, unlucky there. I feel that this should be a pretty easy match. We should win this quite comfortably with the way we've started everything to go by. Oh, I've got an injury there to Edwards. We'll give him a couple of minutes and just see if he can run it off. Sometimes they pick up an injury, but it's not that serious, so they run it off. But we'll give him until 30 minutes on the clock and see how he goes. Win that. Yes, good win. Good turn. Oh, unlucky. No, he's still not there. We'll get him off. We put there we go. Oh, that's got to be in, surely. Yes. I thought the first one was in. Goal decision system coming up maybe, but it went in anyway, so maybe they won't show it. punches it out, not far enough, and Long just gets his head to it before the keeper. So some games on professional do feel a little bit easy, even with the sliders, the lower table teams. I've had some really difficult games against the top of the table teams. They do perform much better, but I'm not one for changing the difficulty halfway through a season. I've chose to play on professional with the sliders because world class was just proving too difficult with the poor players that I had. The AI does play just constant pressure, 90 minutes, and they don't seem to suffer any stamina loss or anything, and they're one-touch passing and just stupid first-time shots from outside the box, and scoring was getting a bit too much, a bit unrealistic. So I've gone with professional. We're going to stick with that until the end of the season, and then whatever happens. And then if we do get promoted up to the championship, we will definitely start that season with world class on and the sliders and go from there. It should be a harder challenge, so oh no, that's poor defending. Lucky that the forward snatch at his shot there. That should have been a goal for Swindon there. Oh, he telegraphed that. That was poor. Good ball. Get in there, track his run. There we go. Well done. It does help just to try and block passing lanes in and around this sort of area of the box rather than diving in, committing yourself and leaving the path open for them to play an easy ball in for a chance on goal. You don't really get away with that as much against the bigger teams or if you play online, but you can do it against professional AI. So what I hope you will notice from this footage is with the acceleration slider being pumped up to sort of 65, I think it's on now, it does give the players that little bit of a boost when running with the ball. They push the ball out further ahead of them, which makes the game more realistic because the FIFA core gameplay is the ball is very, very much glued to the player's foot, and even when they quickly turn and move, it just still stays stuck to their feet, which leads to some unrealistic passages of play. So with the acceleration up and the first touch error being way up in the 80s and the passing error increased as well, but the sprint speed reduced slightly to counter it, it does make for a more realistic game because you'll see players here like they push the ball. See, there you go, that would never have happened on the core gameplay. The ball would have stuck to his feet, but Williams there just pushed the ball ahead of him. The ball moved out from under his feet, then he struggled to get it under control, and the Swindon player lunged in to make a tackle because he was trying to tackle the ball as it was then in free space, and ended up giving away a foul. So not only does it make the game more realistic, it does lead to more fouls. Fouls where there are hardly any fouls in FIFA, as we know, but it does lead to more. That was offside, because the reason there's not that many fouls is because on the core gameplay the ball just stays stuck to the player's feet. It's very rarely ever in free space, and the AI don't tend to tackle when you're carrying the ball that much. So with the acceleration increased and players' first touch error and sprint stats affected, the ball gets pushed ahead of them and into free space more often, and forces the AI to kind of attack the ball in its free space, which, as you saw, can lead to more fouls. So it definitely helps to put it on. You just don't want it too high because you don't want like players just literally getting sort of comical speed bursts with the ball. It's not so much the speed of the player, it's just how quickly they move forward with the ball. Instead of acceleration, it should probably be called inertia or something like that, but it definitely helps by having that stat increased. We're away. Oh no, touch was too heavy there from Elliott. Just gone off the boil a little bit here. We've turned into a bit of a scrappy game. Swindon knocking around nice enough, but not really creating anything. And there you go. They should have had a couple of goals, to be fair. Swindon. Our defence has been a little lackadaisical sometimes, but as I said, against better teams, you don't get away with it as much.
This is a message from Tyler Berry. That's Tyler Berry. Can you please make yourself known to the nearest student? Thank you.
So it looks like we'll just ride this one out and see this to oh, that's a bad ball again. See this to a comfortable win, but I just wanted to record the footage to give you an idea of the the way the players move with the ball and the ball being in more empty space with the acceleration and the first touch error having a big impact on the realism of the game. That was definitely a forwards clearance. Poor touch from the Swindon player there, playing it straight out. Handful for defenders, but 25% conversion rate. One thing I do love about FIFA 22 is the improved crossfield passes. I mean, it just looks lovely when you ping that ball like from one side of the pitch to the other, and it's got the spin and dip on it, and it's contextual, so you will see different animations for the way you hit the ball differently, and better players have different animations for the crossfield passes. I mean, you play it with one of these players and they'll kind of lump it from one side of the pitch to the other, but if you've got a quality player, maybe a Ronaldo or a Bruno Fernandes or a Mo Salah or somebody like that, and you take the touch, that's yep, go on. No, I just couldn't get there. They'll hit it with like backspin on it. You'll see the ball swerve and dip through the air. It's lovely. Too much fanning around with it there. I was waiting for a player to make a run on the overlap, but just didn't. Cheeky little back heel.
Substitution for Swindon Town. Coming off the pitch, number 24, Rob Hunt. To be replaced by number
We've got
3,
22 minutes left. Think about a couple of subs in a minute, get some fresh legs on. Oh, that's a poor ball. Jump in, that's it. Just block them past the goal. That's it. Right, let's make a sub. Who we got? We'll bring on Hurst for Jordan in the centre defensive midfield position. And let's also... let's give one of the youth players there this winter a run out. He's actually going out on a 2-year loan at the end of the season. He's only 17, so... but he's developed really well in the youth academy. I had him on the development plan and he's developed really well, so hopefully the experience that he needs will oh, what was that? We'll stand him in good stead and he'll come back an even better player, and then we can include him into the squad. That was an absolutely awful miss. I find since the last patch, when you hold down the finesse shot button for the more controlled curling shot, it powers up the power bar a lot quicker with the finesse shot, so you kind of holding it thinking that you're going to do a kind of fairly pacey finesse shot, and the power bar whizzes through and you end up skying it over the bar, especially from sort of inside the box shot. So it's something that they changed after the last patch. Well played, controlled it. Winter's in, down the line. Great ball, son. couldn't get past the player on the byline there. I was going to try and play Winter back in. Let's do a curled fizzer across to the far post. Go on, press. It's a decent ball. Great tackle, and he's won the throw. Driven crossfield pass. Nice. Play the kid in, go on. He's just not got the pace or the strength to get past the defender. Swindon plan it out from the back. I think they've resigned themselves to defeat here because they're not really going gung-ho for it in the last few minutes. Great ball. Oh, that was never offside. Put the press on just to see if we can win the ball back, get another goal before the end. Lovely ball. Oh, what a ball. Oh, too close to the keeper. Let's fizz it in again. Oh, went for the overhead. 5 minutes of stoppage time. He's got no one up there supporting him. They just can't be arsed, can they? Get players back, cut the lanes. It's never going to work. Come on. Heavy touch there. Anyway, 2-0. Little example of the acceleration stat working nicely. I hope you enjoyed the game.